evil science and magic buddies.
Hello and welcome to the Cryptonaut Podcast presents Evil Science and Magic Buddies, the show within the show, The Conspiracy of the Conspiracy Listener Stories, Part 28. My name is Mark Storrs, and with me as always is
Rob Morphy.
Robert, thank you so much. Unfortunately, yes, Christopher is gone. His voice is not emanating from his chair over there because it's empty.
Yes, it is.
But he's okay. He's good. He just, had a bit of a... unfortunately, sometimes he does not feel great, and he's
got the
just,
boogie woogie flu.
Yeah, so
rocking pneumonia.
So he's good though, but he will be returning. But for this episode, yes, Robert and I are delving back into the listener stories, the stories that you, our good listeners, send us, and you can do that by sending an email to cryptonautpodcast@gmail.com, or you can visit cryptonautpodcast.com and you can actually fill it out in the contact form.
That's exciting.
Go there, fill it out. You can type it in your notepad.
It's
can
that
copy
easy?
and paste it. Yeah, it's
What?
super cool, dude. It's awesome. So
Send
check
them
it
in.
out.
We love them. Brand new, all original, usually never before heard or seen stories.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And I get excited because, as I've said every single time, and I guess I'll continue to this time, it's one of the few chances I get to go in cold because Mark picks these stories out. So I'm 99% of the time, as I write the things, so I'm very familiar with what's going on. This, I can just jump in and be like, what the fudge?
Yeah, no, these are super fun, super fun. And again, we are going to be doing these more often. We're trying to do them like once a month, so be sure to send them in, and we I categorize them and file them. I have a whole filing system with colored tabs and all kinds of stuff, and I have people in hierarchies, and I move them all the time. It's a really OCD type of way that I file all this stuff. It's definitely like an anxiety mechanism for trying to control the world.
Oh, yeah.
I do that with our listener stories.
Well, that's what we do with every little thing we can barely control, much less all the shit we can.
Exactly. But this episode, we got some fun ones, Rob.
And I got to say, it's a return to old-timey podcasting because
How
you
so?
and I are both drinking.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I have, I'm going werewolf hunting tonight, brother. I have a Coors Light, a single Coors Light.
A Silver Bullet. Well, I'll be honest. The 1-2 punch of Corey Haim for me is Lost Boys and Silver Bullet.
Okay, fine.
Those
fine.
are his masterpieces.
They are.
I like what was it with Dream a Little Dream? It's shit on a lot. That weird one with like Jason Robards and reincarnation, and it's got Meredith Salinger, who is hot as the devil's balls, God bless her, and of course the other Corey Feldman.
Oh yeah, that's right, Corey. Yeah, don't forget about Feldman.
The Silver Bullet Lost Boys 1-2 double punch is where I'm at with Mr. Haim. So rips to him. Good for you for drinking a Silver Bullet.
Yeah.
And you haven't drank literally in years, it seems, on this pod.
No, I might have like 1 or 2 beers here or there, and that's pretty much what I'm doing now.
Since the studio, I've dusted off the bourbon, obviously, and the whiskey and the whatnots, and Chris and I have been getting after it, but you've still maintained your shit. But here we are, back in black.
Yeah, we actually we were remote for a while there. So
in fact, we were remote tonight.
Well,
we're not going to get into it. There was a little fiasco, a little bit of a miscommunication. Mark and I were ensconced in our homes, getting ready to do a podcast, an interview pod, and that ended up falling through just because of just a communication error. It just happens. And you know what we both said? We're like, fuck it. We're within driving distance of our sweet-ass studio.
Yeah, let's get
We're
together
going to head
in
down
person.
here, and we're going to make it happen on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
A rare Sunday night
It's
pod.
because tomorrow's President's Day, and I don't have to work.
Hell yeah, so that helps.
But no, I am not the master of scheduling or time and dates.
All good.
So
I may or may not have given Mark a demerit the first time I've ever had the opportunity to do it because this man is always in control. He is always in charge. He never fucks up. I've gotten literally thousands of demerits and deserved all of them.
I mean, dude, you know what? Sometimes, unfortunately, the mighty have fallen.
It happens.
Sometimes.
Well, it's a stumble. You stubbed your toe.
No. Oh, no.
The mighty didn't fall today.
Who are those guys that whip themselves mercifully?
Oh, the ascetics.
I forget, Rosicrucians.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm not sure. Whatever.
No,
I'll be doing that.
The beaded fucking Cat O' Tails of Christ love.
If you during our break, I'm going to go out into our parking lot here in the back where we're parked.
I rescind the demerit. There is no need for self-flagellation.
Oh no, don't worry. I will take that demerit.
I'm glad we're here.
Yeah, no, me too.
I'm glad we each have a beer in front of us and we're having a good time and we're about to do motherfucking listener stories.
All right, man. So this selection's pretty fun. Obviously, Robert's going to write up a title and do a whole description here, but sometimes people are strange, and that's what we're going to be dealing with.
You mean when you're a stranger?
Faces look ugly when you're alone. I don't know if that's the right lyrics or not.
Oh, it is.
I haven't listened to the Doors
Indeed,
in ages.
women seem wicked when you're unwanted. And I'm a huge fan of the Doors. And I'm still pissed, not to bring it back to Lost Boys, that they had some shitbag cover band do the song in the opening credits when, goddamn it, you can't afford the Doors? You're a big studio production.
You should have just paid.
Just pay.
Was it Ray Manzarek?
Oh, it was terrible.
Pay
yeah,
him,
whoever's around, whoever's getting the ducats.
No, just for the love of God, give the man some money.
Throw the man a bone.
He needs a new organ.
God.
Jesus,
that
all right,
cover's
Robert.
garbage.
First story here, buddy, coming to us from Alex. Let's do it.
God bless. Okay, so obviously it is to us, and I will begin with, as someone who has experienced many unexplained things in this weird life, I would like to thank you magnificent bastards, boy, I love that sound, for every episode that you do. Here is a quick one of the things I've experienced.
Now, this is going to be a very short one, but this blends in perfect with our next story. But this is interesting.
Nails the theme, huh?
This nails the theme for sure.
One of the weirdest things to happen to me was one day on my way to work, I just got off of the bus while I was crossing the street going east, and some people were walking north. For the record, I have no idea what any direction is at any time unless I'm literally looking at the setting sun.
So,
and even then, I promptly forget that that's fucking west for the rest of the day.
Just go outside, figure out where Syracuse is. There you go.
Thanks.
You're going east.
Thanks for that.
Look at where Buffalo is. You're going west. North, find the Adirondacks. The south, good fucking luck. The lake. Look towards the lake. The lake is south.
The lake is south?
The lake is
right.
south.
So you just helped me a little, a small amount.
On that new fancy iPhone you got there, but you got a compass.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
And a calculator.
Oh, see, I don't need to know directions that bad. I just love that this dude knows who's walking to the north and who's going to the east. It blows my mind.
He's doing it, dude.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. I turned toward them and I noticed a man and a very beautiful woman. Handsome enough man, and the woman, red hair, porcelain skin, taller than the man, both dressed in black. The man, nice new clothes, and the woman in a black form-fitting dress. And when is a little black dress not the hottest shit?
I mean, but you're going to definitely notice that. You're going to be like, what in the hell?
Oh, I didn't even finish. With a plunging V-neck to her midriff.
To the midriff?
That's some Elvira shit.
Yeah, that is.
Whew, you're going to notice that.
I mean, you're going to ask, like, are you the mistress of the dark?
You might have to.
Yeah. All right, cool.
I was walking towards them and ducked underneath a tree branch. I am 6'10". Oh, what's up, NBA?
Yeah, dude,
the
seriously.
Fuck?
Like, dude's probably got wicked vert.
Yeah.
For sure.
No doubt. Nice wingspan. I graze most trees with the top of my head. This one I had to duck. When I looked back, there was a man in decent clothes and a hoodie with a black dog walking next to him. The woman was nowhere in sight. Seconds had passed and no cars in sight. I continued to walk past, and my instincts told me to not let them notice you. Noticed them. So don't let them see that you saw them.
Right.
And keep walking. I'm a little nervous to share this, but it was one of the weirdest things to happen to me.
Now, this is such a small, tiny encounter, but what gets me is that the way he describes these people, they stand the fuck out.
Oh, absolutely.
You're not going to see some beautiful woman with a V-neck cut to the midriff.
No, that is not common. Like the fiery red hair, the porcelain
there's no
skin.
way.
So cute dudes, you notice them. They're good. You're handsome. You're like, oh man, I could stand to look like you. It's fine. A stunning girl, the plunging neckline, booyah.
I mean, so the weird part is that he ducks under the tree and he looks back and there's a dude with decent clothes and a hoodie and a black dog. So you clearly know that whoever was there, poof, gone. And then all of a sudden, there's what? Just some dude in a hoodie with a dog?
No, or more confusingly, I mean, yes, poof, gone, in the tangible sense, but more likely, is this the disguise?
That's what I was getting to. Was that the fucking Mesmer?
And so, first off, I mean, sure, it's a unique look, but still not like completely mind blowing. You'd see this and be like, oh, a very attractive couple, and they're out and about, and they're taking risks with fashion sense. All good. None of that's blowing your mind and saying, oh my God.
Is this fucking Fashion Week in Paris and I didn't realize
exactly.
it? Like, what the fuck?
And then all of a sudden, it's like a whole different thing. So, I mean, which one's the disguise, though?
Oh man, that's the thing. I mean, I'm guessing because you looked back and there was a decent dude and a dog. That's the disguise.
So that also fucks you up because it makes you think, A, how many times have I just seen somebody walking their fucking dog and then not thought twice, except maybe, oh, that's a cool looking animal, or it's nice that they're, getting a nice jaunt with their pup and having some fresh air and a good time, and not really thinking too much more of it where you're like, oh, that's not really what you're seeing at all, which would suck because reality's hard enough without like double assessing every plain ass normal thing you see.
Well, I mean, we can't. We just have to understand that there might be people amongst us that are disguised.
I've definitely seen like detritus blowing across the street, like say an old fucking Wonder Bread bag or something, and gone like, that doesn't seem quite right. I don't know why.
Oh no, you're questioning the random
I always
trash
have, dude.
in Auburn?
Dude, I used to walk around like looking at trees going, I get you.
The trees were out to get you?
Oh, dude.
Oh,
I think I had like some weird disassociative sort of fugue state in my late teens, but it got to the point where I was absolutely not trusting reality in any consistent way. And I was probably overthinking it, and I certainly accredited it all to what I thought was like a burgeoning madness. Mm-hmm. But then I later on thought, oh no, it was just where I was at the time, some hard, life shit and whatever. And just, the turmoil and hormones of being a fucking teen. But that having been said, there's definitely been times when I've like second guessed reality. I almost thank God I didn't know about things like this, because then I would have used that to validate the idea of an hallucinatory, like a false, a fucking faux reality,
right?
Wherein shit isn't what it seems, when that's too much. Most of the time, it's your emotional state or whatever. Most of the time, I'd like to think reality is what it is. We just have to deal with it, and I think therefore I am. It's tangible, ergo it's real. Don't go too much deeper, because honestly, that is a rabbit hole with very slippery and treacherous slopes if you go too deep.
Yep.
But that having been said, boy, oh boy, is reality a nebulous place. And our perceptions of reality are limited to what it is instinctively that has enabled our species to survive for many years, not necessarily an accurate representation. And if you want to go even deeper, what we're able to perceive with our limited vision and our hearing and our, the five senses that are accredited is very narrow in the spectrum of what even we know the animals around us, like dogs and whatever, can sense, much less the full spectrum of reality as it is. So scientifically, we know we're seeing just a sliver of reality. You want to go to like parascience, who the fuck knows what's going on?
Yeah, that gets deep, dude. That gets super deep. But now this guy just happens to, the other thing that's interesting about this is he's like, I can't let them notice that I don't, he's like, he's scared. He doesn't want to let them notice that he noticed them.
That's an
so
important
there's a tangible fear that he's like, oh shit. Maybe I shouldn't have seen that.
Right up there with like
so weird
smelling sulfur after having like an odd experience.
Yeah,
where obviously, theologians and other people tend to associate that with demonic presences, but it's not necessarily, though it's not necessarily not. What it might be is indicative of an other. So when you have this gut instinct, the way like human beings have like built-in fears of spiders and snakes, things that are venomous. Not everybody, not all the time.
No, like
obviously.
monsters in the dark with large teeth.
Absolutely.
Like that's us keeping away from lions
and Neanderthal
when we were living in the
sorts
trees.
Of things. Yes,
yeah, totally.
So these instinctive things are there for a reason, because they represent very real, tangible dangers. So when you see something as interesting as just like an attractive couple going on a stroll, then suddenly they're not. Suddenly it's even more prosaic, and it's just a dude in a hoodie walking his dog. That's weird. You layer on, like you just said, the preternatural terror of like, do not let them know you saw that. If they recognize you as someone that can recognize them, you are putting yourself in jeopardy. That means that on an instinctive base level, maybe just for this guy in particular, Alex, or maybe for humanity in general, that it is a trigger that says, oh shit, dude, you looked a little too deep and, past the reality veil. Make sure you don't blink, don't blanch, don't let them fucking know that you saw it. Because if you do that, you are opening up a Pandora's box of fucking terror.
Yeah. And he even states here that he's a little nervous to even share it. So there it is. I mean, also, skeptically speaking too, obviously we got to go skeptical here.
You have
just for a moment. I mean, it very well could be that he walked, he ducked, these people. I mean, guys, I don't know. I'm not sure where he's walking. If they turned or if they did something, and then
Like they jumped, they darted into a backyard because that's where they go home. And this other dude came out of the next apartment.
It seems like though that he would have stated that there was like it seems to me like in my mind that it's a pretty long street where there's not a lot of places to like duck and hide and swap somebody out real quick.
I would think so.
So and
not being 6'10", you know,
right.
fucking still being tall enough to hit my head on branches.
Oh, totally.
That's a quick duck. That's a quick juke juke.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That is not like a fucking a 3-second ordeal. That's like a barely a second.
Yeah, no.
And then you look back, and then exactly where they were, with no passing cars, with no obvious means of disappearing. And it's not like the hoodie dude and the dog were there before, just to see people replaced. So I mean, again, we just have to entertain the notion that there are human beings, or at least things that look like human beings, who are pretty fucking stylish and very attractive and are willing to take big old fashioned risks. And they do not want to be known by us as who they really are. Or it's a double fucking veil. And whatever he thought he saw as Sweetie in the plunging neckline and fucking random handsome dude who became dogs was really something else all the fucking together.
Yeah, dude.
On like an ultimate level of reality, and in which case, well, fuck.
Or it's some weird Matrix simulation theory type shit, dude.
Also going to simulation theory. But if it's simulation theory, are these part of the program that monitor people that notice flaws in the program? Ergo, if you look twice, you're the fucking Neo and they're going to take you out?
It's probably just a weird little blip in the Matrix. Just a little bloop.
But if it is a blip, where's the terror coming from in Alex?
That's right. Where is the terror?
Does it mean that the security measures, the Avast comes hunting you?
The Avast?
Because you fucking you look beyond the Matrix. You recognize there was a flaw.
The Avast, that is goddamn
Simulation theory is too much for me.
Yeah.
I know mathematicians say, oh, it's all but proven. And I understand that the physics is there, and I get that it makes more sense in some ways. But I can't have it.
No.
I can't have it. I mean, I have a hard enough time loving me without fucking thinking I'm a fake me I need to figure out how to love.
Yeah, I have a whole philosophical thing about the whole simulation theory and Matrix. But one day we'll be digging deeper into that. But the moment, Robert, we're moving on to our next story.
I'm excited.
Our buddy Zelda, Zelvis Raygun, sent this to us. She also includes some pretty dope art with this as an explanation. We'll be including that on the website, cryptonautpodcast.com. And of course, we're going to have these up on the Instagrams. And yeah, Zelvis is fucking awesome. And she definitely sent us a very interesting couple of encounters here, Robert. So if you'd like to
more than one
begin.
I'm assuming it continues with the theme that you've established for us.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Indeed.
This is a response to the Secret Shopper episode. I remember that one. That was weird.
Yeah, it was strange.
I wrote this right after Secret Shoppers episode came out and have been sitting on it. I apologize. I wrote this on my phone, and I am a shit writer, so good luck, fellas. So far, so good, Zelda. Be cool.
Yeah, Zelda, you're nailing it.
I've tried to explain this before, and it was not understood. I essentially tried to explain it like when you see a person and know that they're not human, like their human suit does not fit right. That's a weird sensation.
It is really weird. And
I've definitely seen people. I've had experiences. Maybe we'll talk about them in a minute.
Oh, I know what you're going to talk about. Yeah. Well, well, that's that
fuck you over for a while. That never leave your mind.
I remember the call that I got from you, and I'm like, all right. We don't want to get too deep into it because we'll table that. We're going to table
We're in this story
with the
right
devil
now.
and diabetes and Corey Haim.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I misspent my youth somewhere between goth clubs and crust punk squat houses. Oh boy. Right after me. Dude, I mean, not goth clubs. That was a little bit after my time.
No,
but
I eventually
crust punk squat houses. That was my life.
I eventually ended up in the goth clubs because the haunt in Ithaca had like ska night, which rolled into goth night.
Oh,
and my buddy that would bring us out there was into goth stuff and ska stuff.
So you stayed.
There was one day, there was a fucking Sunday matinee with Earth Crisis in Ithaca, and then it rolled into ska night, which then rolled into goth night.
Oh, you were just there, napping in the car.
Fucking hammered.
Hell yeah, you were.
Hammered. And I got an earplug caught in my ear.
Oh, no.
And I thought I was never going to be right again.
Then tweezers came.
Well, I had to get home to wake my father up
home
at
surgery.
4 a.m. to be like, get the thing out of my... It was fucked up, dude. I
understand. Yeah. I've had the panic of a simple
I was in
medical
near
procedure.
Tears, dude.
Oh, yeah, of course. You think you'll never be right. I get
All
it.
right, man. So we got squat houses, goth clubs, cross punks.
Oh,
dude.
it brings back memories.
Oh my God.
All
I
right.
am spiritually connected.
Absolutely.
We are spiritually
Oh,
connected to
100%.
Zelda. 100%.
I have seen some haggard, that's all caps, individuals. Hell yeah.
I love this. I do. We know this.
We do.
We know
Dude,
this
our
too
friends,
well.
our loved ones, our life. So I feel like I know the difference between people experiencing a really rough time and a potential not person. That's both caps.
Dude, not person.
That's you should coin that phrase, Zelda. I'm going to use that and you get full credit. The vibe is way off. The people I saw were not humans. I've seen 3 people throughout my life that are otherworldly, all at different times, and one as recently as 2019 through 2020 in that year. So very recent.
That is super, super weird.
The first encounter must have been around age 15. My new metal, as in NU umlaut metal, Molgoth boyfriend, oh, that's so cute, was a total stoner and hung out with like 18 to 22-year-old raver guys in a working class suburb of Milwaukee. Oh, Midwest punk is some of my favorite. Drunk punk from the fucking Midwest.
I know.
Did
I know?
Called West Allies. It's totally excuse me, I just read that completely wrong. It's locally called West Alica, like Metallica. So it's West Alice, at like Uber Alice.
Like Metallica. So it's Alica. West Alica, like Metallica.
But it's Alice, West Alice with an S.
Yeah, but like Metallica.
Yeah, but you got to look at the spelling. There's no CA.
No, I know, but she's saying it's West Alica, like Metallica.
Which makes me think it's pronounced West Alice.
Okay. I mean, I think she's giving us a pronunciation like Metallica.
Okay, we're going to have to take a pause here. We're going to have to have a heart-to-heart.
I think that Zelda will be able to tell us, regardless, we can move on from this. You know what, Robert? We can get past this.
You just need to read a whole sentence.
Okay, West Alica, we'll get past this.
Yeah, it's probably West Alica.
You son of a bitch. You motherfucker.
He's always right. He never deserved a demerit to begin with.
I'm giving you so many fucking demerits.
I deserve them all.
I'm going to beat you in the parking lot.
I have
son of a
never
bitch.
pretended I didn't deserve a demerit.
Oh, my God. All right.
I blow. What can I do? I love you anyway.
Because I love you, too. We're moving on.
Some of the other girlfriends and I
fucker
would get bored sitting around while the dudes were smoking. Who doesn't?
I know, man.
Worse yet, fucking when your significant other's playing video games. You might as well fucking break up and burn the house down.
Dude, my wife comes down, she shakes her head. She's like, how's Starfield? Are you still building more ships? I'm like, yes, Nicole, I am.
At least you're not in fucking Skyrim. It's like, you making more families without me?
Oh, yeah, no, I have my wife. Yeah, I have my wife in Starfield. Yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah, she's on my ship.
West Alica.
My ship's named Garuda.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's a good name.
Yeah, and I also have Shin Mogira.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
all right, we got to get back to this, you son of a bitch.
Dudes were smoking. So we would go outside and play hacky sack or go across the street to the chain grocery store and get stickers from the sticker machines in the entryway.
This is such a time and place. I feel like I can feel this in my
Dude,
bones.
I'm so old. I used to collect muscle men.
I know, same.
Remember those little rubbery pink
dude.
fucks?
Same.
Yeah, so we get it. We're there. Dude, they don't even have machines anymore, much less video games. All right, no, we're old.
All right, we're old.
Sometimes we would walk further down the street to Kmart. This was the very early 2000s. For this encounter, the other girlies and I were in Kmart. The mission, stealing makeup and candy. Fuck yeah, it was.
I hung out with these girls, dude.
I tried to date these girls. These girls wouldn't give me the time of day.
I dated this girl for 8 years, Melissa. God bless her.
That's true.
I'm a serial monogamist, man.
Hell yeah,
I really am.
Oh, she was a wonderful lady.
She still is.
And
She's
still
awesome.
a dear friend
She's
to
a
all
listener.
of us.
What up, Melissa?
God bless her. I was the lookout. I stand out too much to be a good 5-finger discount artist. Oh my God.
Nice.
God bless. I was perusing the makeup section, and in solid moody goth introvert fashion, my head was down and my eyes looking toward the floor. So when I rounded the corner of the aisle, I nearly bumped into a person looking at the end cap. I looked up startled because I was not expecting a person to be standing there. It was a pretty derelict store and there was not many people. At 5'11", the woman was taller than me, wearing a long black fur coat. Oh, PETA would not be pleased.
No.
She had white thinning hair in a short bobbed old lady style and dead pale eyes.
Oh, boy.
Dead pale like a cold blue iced over lake. Oh, you're not a writer, Zelda? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh,
she nailed it, dude.
What is this beautiful analogy?
Yeah, there you go. She nailed it. See?
They were clear, not like cataracts or anything just hollow, and the paleness was almost elven or something.
Whoa.
She had what looked to be layers upon layers upon layers of pancake foundation makeup, on to the point clumps were coming off and you could see the color difference between the layers.
That's a weird. If you've seen
I've seen senior citizens like that though.
That have like weirdly layered makeup, you're like, oh honey.
That was my grandma, who was born in like the late 1800s.
Like, oh my God, really?
Oh dude, she had like trying to fill in, like literally trying to spackle the wrinkles.
Oh no.
And it was failing epically.
Your grandmother was born in the late 1800s?
Oh yeah. Dude, my dad was born in the 30s. My mom was born in the 50s.
That's true.
I was born in the goddamn 70s. I mean, I'm old as shit, but I'm like 3 generations from the fucking Civil War.
Holy shit, you really are,
it's
dude.
It's geriatric as shit.
All right.
So that having been said, I've seen this like
same
thing. It's not necessarily preternatural, but it's disconcerting.
But when you see it, you're like, oh God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's like trying to like mud and tape drywall. You're like, I'm not good at this.
100%.
Yeah, it's not good.
But it was stark white, dusty makeup, like Queen Elizabeth I kind of white.
God.
She had shakily applied black eyeliner and eyeshadow on her tiny dead eyes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's so evocative.
Don't even try.
Like she was on a 4-wheeler and using a phone's camera as a mirror. She also had bright orange-red lipstick on very thin, dry lips.
Oh
my
no,
God.
this lady is a mess.
Yeah.
Honey, you need to get your life.
Good Lord.
Oh God.
I just stood there staring at her confused. Like she could have been just a once fancy elderly lady trying to feel pretty, but I don't think she was an old woman. I know there are odd medical conditions, but this doesn't seem reasonable. I have an art degree and I know what bodies look like. I've spent years in figure drawing classes, enough to know proportions, even with any kind of disfigurement. One would still have a unique proportion to oneself. Her head didn't match her body. Her facial features, even with the makeup applied, half an inch thick, did not add up. I was terrified. I said, "Excuse me," and walked away down the aisle. When I looked back to keep being nosy, she was gone.
Oh, thank God, though. I mean, it's okay, so it's almost more terrifying that she was gone, but on the same note, you're like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you don't have to have that second look.
Yeah, because that second
where she's staring at you with those boring eyes,
when you turn around
little
and she's
dead
like,
eyes.
she's like an inch from your fucking face.
But what's worse,
breathing graveyard death on your fucking
like nicotine and like the dirt from a cemetery.
Yeah,
all up in your face,
dude. Oh, it's so creepy.
But thank God, so spoiler alert: she didn't turn around and see her. But what I would expect is you look back, she's gone. You turn around to like fucking continue your, expedition of like shoplifting makeup and protecting your friends. And she's right in your face with her fucking skeevy fucking makeup and her fucking dead animal fucking pelt coat.
Yep.
And it's just like, oh.
Yeah. All right, man. So weird. But what's interesting about this though here is that Zelda, having the art background that she has, knows that something is not right with this. Something is up.
And so I haven't seen the artwork yet. I'm very excited to. Let me take a look right now.
Yeah, actually, I think that she included one of the right here is one of the pieces that
I'm very excited because I want to, because this head seems disproportionate to the body based on the things I just read.
Yeah, no, there's a picture of her here. It's the second picture, which is right there. You can and again, these pictures are going to be at cryptonautpodcast.com. It'll be attached to the post for this podcast, so you guys can go there, follow along with it. And of course, we will be including them in the Instagram post as well. So,
oh my,
yeah, no, she definitely brings out some stuff where you're like, boy,
this is like an alien Phyllis Diller.
It really is.
In a coat that PETA would literally shit themselves
Dude,
over.
it is definitely an alien fucking Phyllis Diller.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
Oh, dude,
it's
fucking freaky, dude.
And beautiful artwork for the record.
Oh yeah,
Zelda.
no, she's got a great.
So not only can you
style.
write, you can draw. So stop being modest. All right. Cut it out.
Yeah, exactly, Zelda.
Jesus
and also,
Christ.
too, she's in a band that we're going to plug at the end of this episode. So
Would you tell me kicks balls?
Oh, the band's fucking fun.
I can't wait.
Dude. It's super fun. So, yeah, man,
bless.
there she is. She does a great job putting her together, though. You're just like, oh, God. Big head, little body. That's great. All right, man. We should have some more accounts here. So moving on to Zelda's next encounter, Robert.
The second time was 2004. I had graduated high school and moved to Milwaukee. I worked at a terrible little vintage/clothing. No, there's no slash there. Vintage clothing/costume/coffee shop. The fuck is going on
No,
here?
dude, these show actually there was a shop like this in Syracuse that I used to go to all the time. It was called Raspberry, and it was.
I remember that place.
Yeah, it was actually I forget the woman that used to run it, but she was so nice.
It was like a barista/thrift store.
Yeah, she had a really cool like thrift store set up. Dude, she had all the cool like lucha libre stuff in there. And she
Really?
gets so much dope shit.
See,
dude.
I only heard of that
She
place.
was so
I never
cool.
actually ventured in,
Oh, she
so
was,
I don't
dude,
know.
The woman that owns it, I forget her name, but she was an absolute goddamn sweetheart. The spot was awesome, and yeah. So this store is not. I definitely know this store for sure.
Right on.
Because I curtain day walking with my wife, and I'm like, all right, credit cards down. Here you go.
Well, I mean, come on, lucha libre
Get some-
madness.
get
You're
some
gonna buy
dope-
shit.
We're gonna get some dope shit. And now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. What's the first thing you'd do if you had an extra hour in your day? Would you go for a run, take a nap, read a book, show up for a friend? Maybe just sit in silence and ponder your place in the galaxy. Yeah, don't do that. The possibilities are endless, people. We now have 25 hours. But a lot of us spend our lives wishing we had more time. The question is, time for what? If time was unlimited, how would you use it? The best way to squeeze that special thing into your schedule is to know what's important to you and to make it a priority. Therapy can help you find what matters to you so that you can do more of it. Now, honestly, if we all of a sudden magically had an extra hour and we're living that 25-hour life, I'm just going to end up playing Skyrim or maybe doom scrolling on Instagram and wondering why my algorithm is so awful. But that's me. I want you to maximize your extra hour. I want you to do something special. I want you to do something exciting. Now, therapy can also be helpful for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. It isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited for your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/HellerSpace today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/HellerSpace. And now, back to the show.
Continuing. And I would sit upstairs and help the customers find vintage clothing in this cramped, tightly packed, essentially attic space. This customer was also very elven, or even giving Nordic vibes. That's interesting. So I'm assuming high cheekbones.
This is the second
light
time she
hair.
mentioned elven, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, what are the contexts we have? We have, of course, Lord of the Rings, or Land of the Rings, as I like to call it, apparently.
Land of the
As I think
Rings.
recently I cited it.
Yeah.
You know, Land of the Rings, classic.
Yeah. I don't know if elvens are elves supposed to be all Aragorn-ish or
No, but I mean, I think even before Peter Jackson and his exploits, I still had a high cheekbone, very attractive Scandinavian blonde,
right.
pointy eared vibe for
Yeah.
elves. I mean, I don't know where you came from.
No,
but that
I
was,
mean, I guess
sometimes dark hair. I mean, jet black
no,
too.
I always think like little tiny, like an elf, like a little tiny dude.
Sure, but basically a very austere,
Right.
attractive, classically, I don't know, Northern European
Right.
human vibe, even if it's short.
Yeah, totally. All right, man. So we got elven or Nordic vibe.
Right.
Nordics as in the fucking aliens,
I
dude.
would like to know though what Zelda's version of an elven feature is,
Okay.
to see if it's simpatico with where we're going with
Totally, dude.
it. Regardless,
Simpatico, bro.
simpatico.
Yeah.
It was 2004. Alt fashion was accessible in the Midwest if you drove to Chicago or had intel on cool online shops, but was hard to get cool stuff. In Wisconsin, even Milwaukee, people do not look like this. Fair enough.
No, it's true.
They still don't in upstate New York.
No, not at all.
As mentioned previously, I'm 5'11". I must have been 120 pounds sopping wet, 19 years old. This person was thinner and taller than I am, and that's pretty thin, obviously.
Yeah.
Outstandingly pale, snow white hair. Keep in mind, this was well before people were dyeing their hair white for fashion. That's true too.
It's
White
true,
was
yeah.
not a go. You
No.
bleached before you colored,
Yeah.
but that was like the white look was not in until, well, over a decade ago, but fairly recent.
I mean, even recently, I've seen like the cool like white stripe going down. Looks
Sure.
dope. Looks dope as shit.
Oh my God, yes.
I should do that, but I'm just gray.
Dude, why would you?
Because I'm trying to be fashionable for the kids.
Oh, okay.
I have the joggers. Look, I got the joggers.
Dude,
and
we should take the gray white in our beard, and I should go red and you should go blue. What do you think? Yeah, no, we got to live with that.
Yeah.
In real life, for like the rest of the week before I smarten up and go, what the fuck was I thinking?
I have to go work with men, Robert.
Oh, you do?
Okay, yeah. They're not going to look very fondly
you know
on
what you
my
will be?
beards.
The butt of a friendly joke or
yes.
11,000.
Yeah, exactly. I actually, they would get the.
People have actually said
they
to me,
would. They would get the joke.
You'd look pretty young, Rob, if you dyed your beard. I'm like, you can go fuck off.
No, you would not. You would look odd.
Dude, no, I'm
weird.
I can't wait till I'm full Santa.
No, I've considered dyeing my beard, but I just
never.
can't.
Oh, you shouldn't.
Dude,
You're a handsome devil.
I would look terrible.
Don't be a moron.
I'm not scared of my age.
God, you're good looking
Slowly,
at any age.
Slowly dying. Continue.
Oh, what? That's the human condition. sir.
Continue.
All right.
Back to Zelda. Come on.
Yes. Okay, so they also had glass-tinted blue clear eyes, and their teeth were perfectly straight and white. What human?
Yeah.
Outside of, and I'm quoting the movie Return of the Living Dead now, one of the great horror films of all time, obviously the greatest horror comedy of all time, and that is, where do you get perfect teeth? India.
Yeah.
Skeletons with perfect teeth.
Yeah.
They think they have Indian skeleton farms.
Okay.
According to James Cameron in that movie in 1985.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is not based on reality.
Or you can just
they have really good teeth.
Or you can
there.
be like me and get an implant and you can have perfect teeth.
No, you can't. That's still not a perfect tooth skeleton.
That's true. It's not.
They don't fucking put bridges in the fucking science lab skeleton. I'm saying is,
okay,
great movie, old timey, straight white teeth at a certain age. God bless them.
All right, continuing Robert.
I will try. I know you're trying to get me back
I'm
on straight and narrow.
I'm trying to get this Rob train back on the track.
They were small and very narrow.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, what do you say about that?
Yeah.
I know people with tiny teeth, like adults with tiny teeth.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it.
I mean, I'm not here to shit. I mean, I've been friends with them. I've been intimate with some.
Okay, all right.
But that having been said, no, I'm not going to get dirty details. It does throw you off for a second.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, baby teeth on grown-ups is weird.
Yeah, sure shit is.
Yeah. So, all right. So there
I'm not dismissing anyone's
we're not shitting on anybody's
No, because we're going to get
good
fucking
teeth.
comments about someone with weird teeth going to freak out.
I love this lady with baby teeth.
Yeah, Rob fell in love with a woman with baby teeth.
I didn't fall in love, all right? But it was lovingly intimate.
Okay, fine.
That's not the point. The point is I'm not here to judge teeth. Moving on. Moving the fuck on.
You son of a bitch.
The person maintained a neutral facial expression. They looked around without saying much. They were highly polished. Not a single long straight hair out of place. They didn't move like a person, void of a personal gait. Oh, first off, what I love about this sentence, this short sentence, is it's extremely evocative and yet utterly enigmatic. Like, I get it. I can get, I guess, theoretically void of a personal gait. Like,
right.
But that still leaves the mystery of what that really means, and it feeds in. You're a fucking good writer, Zelda. So
no, Zelda's fucking
good
crushing
on you,
it, dude.
Man. So I don't know what that means, but I kind of do. It was like they floated around. Nothing wrinkled or moved on them. Oh,
that's weird.
Oh, this like the long dress, and you don't get to see the feet hovering.
Yeah, it's weird.
When people move, it's very unnerving.
I mean, I've only ever seen it in movies. I've never seen it like, in like real life.
Thank God.
I mean, maybe someone like roller skating that I don't realize they're roller skating. I'm like, oh God.
If someone's wearing a super long skirt and roller skating, it would definitely take me aback.
Yeah,
for a
100%.
second.
You'd be like, oh Jesus.
Like, I gotta check
They're
ankle
fast.
down. I gotta know.
Yeah. What kind of feet do you have?
Are you a fucking monster? Should I not acknowledge the fact that I saw this because now I'm in hell?
Are you Namor, the submariner?
Are you fucking Namor?
Are you the submariner?
I said it that way for many years.
It's what
I had no idea what a submariner was.
No, it's submariner.
Oh, is it though?
We'll talk about this later.
All right.
We're
All right. You know what? I questioned you earlier, and I came to regret it.
Here we go.
Okay. So she's floating. It's fucking crazy.
It's weird.
I watched them closely because I had to. The owner would sit downstairs, and once the customer left, she would call upstairs on the phone and ask what they looked at, were interested in, or what they bought. why they chose not to buy stuff, and how much they spent. Jesus Christ.
This boss sucks.
That's in depth.
Yeah, this boss is
Gee,
awful.
you got a fucking report for everything. Then she would complain that I wasn't working on styling them hard enough. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It sucks.
To get them to buy accessories. The stuff was overpriced and was not quality vintage. Mainly it was a stripper supply shop. Beautiful.
That's great. When you got to open up your Excel spreadsheet for the stripper supply shop, like, well, we got baby powder, fucking tons of it.
Tons.
And we've got all kinds of jewelry here that nobody wants. I love it.
Though, she adds, sometimes there were gem vintage finds.
Cool.
I always said if there were vampires, obviously Peter Murphy, 100% also this person, I seriously believe she was a vampire or alien. The narrow teeth were ick. Like there were too many in there. Oh, see, that's the other thing. Because we only have a certain amount of fucking teeth, people. And when they're tiny,
yeah.
like I've seen tiny baby teeth. As I said earlier, I'm not going to go deep.
You know, you found little baby teeth.
You know
fine.
what they are?
That's fine. What's
they're
that?
they're spaced in a way that they are still the human amount of teeth.
Yeah, but when there's too many crammed in, you're like, oh god,
And that
small.
becomes like
It's-
anime.
Yeah. Oh, it does become anime.
It's problematic.
It is.
It's not necessarily a bad thing. It is just something you are going to
but there-
know.
That's definitely not. It's also too. If we go back and we reference her email that I have pulled up here, she also included a picture of this. Yeah, it's. I mean, it. I guess
yeah,
there-
let me see her.
There kind of is like a weird.
Oh, she's a haunting, frail, semi-Nordic.
There is like a weird.
She looks like a
vampiric-
porcelain doll version of a human being.
Yeah, exactly, dude. But the teeth, man, we could be dealing with some sort of weird alien mirage shit, dude, or vampires, or the undead, or ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, you're right.
Fuck.
All of the above.
Yeah, the veil, dog.
What if it's a fucking dead vampire alien?
Oh, man.
Like that Mario Bava film,
With
Planet
the
of the Vampires.
Spirit of Nessie in
Why not?
Milwaukee.
Sure.
Yeah, the teeth
As created by Aleister Crowley's fucking
yes,
whims.
dude, bro.
Whims and dreams on the coast of Loch Ness. And yes, we will be doing a fucking spiritual Loch Ness post eventually.
Okay, all right. We're going to be going to Zelda's last encounter.
Okay. Oh, shit.
Well, she may have more, but this is one that she sent us.
All right. So this is crazy in all fairness. Fast forward to the last time I saw someone weird. It was in the winter 2019-2020. I was living in Chicago and working as a bike messenger. Oh, fucking Quicksilver with Kevin Bacon.
Dude.
How many people have seen that movie that you know? I paid to see it twice in a theater, and I love it.
Actually, I do like Quicksilver. It's fucking cool.
I might have rented it on VHS.
I remember on HBO, dude.
I'm pretty sure it's never been released on DVD. I've never seen it again.
I remember on HBO, though. I used to watch it all the time.
I walked to the mall to watch that. I'm like, God damn.
It's Kevin Bacon, dude.
Bike messaging.
Yeah.
What a way.
Exactly.
Do I remember a thing about that movie? Not fucking one.
I think I wanted to be a bike messenger at one point, but I'm like, I don't like to go long distances on a bike.
No.
I'm 22. I'm done.
It's tiring.
Yeah.
It's exhausting. But you know what? Zelda did it for real in a big city.
Exactly.
You know what makes her? My hero.
There you go. We are spiritually connected to Zelda.
You want reliable eyewitnesses to the weird? We're out there just looking 8 to 16 hours a day, rain or shine, with our head on a swivel.
There you go.
Fucking bike messengers.
Yeah.
It's the untapped resource for paranormal eyewitnesses.
Dude, honestly, we should be hitting them up.
I never even knew until just
No,
now.
dude,
I'm a fucking
seriously.
idiot.
Yeah, dude, seriously.
God, on main roads and in alleys, adding, we're just out there looking. It was dark out, and I was biking in Wicker Park / Logan Square area, and there are bright street lights, so there is a lot of light. But it was like 8-ish and dark because it was winter. I was biking heading south on Levitt Street. All of these are geographical references if you're familiar with Illinois and Chicago.
Yeah, because she's in Chicago.
Approaching the intersection where Wilmot does a weird little jag and turns into Churchill Street, I saw a man crossing the street. Not using the crosswalks, but diagonal walking through the intersection with his dog. This guy was some kind of old earth creature. That's another fucking
dude
phrase.
When I read that, I'm like, he's a what?
Mad evocative and yet completely mysterious.
I love it.
It was dark, sure, but this guy didn't have a face. He saw, we made eye contact, and he quickly put a face on. Oh, dude, I forgot my face. Hold on.
No, she makes a really interesting comparison here that I immediately thought of too.
But it was like an oh shit moment, and his face ended up somewhere in between a human and a goblin. Goblin.
Oh, dude,
It
goblins
wasn't
are
right.
real.
Like a Mrs. Doubtfire, the pie scene. He saw that I saw him, and our eyes didn't let go. In most situations, I feel like people interact quickly and try not to really look at one another while passing, if they even look at all in the age of cell phones.
Yep.
His head and eyes just stayed locked on me for the whole time I passed him. I couldn't shake my eyes loose, and I was sucked in. I couldn't look at anything else. I wanted to remember that his eye holes were illuminated, but that seems ultimately just beyond something I'm willing to believe, but not necessarily something she didn't actually see.
No.
Being willing to accept what you've seen and seeing something are not the same thing.
No, totally.
Maybe reflecting the street lamp, she adds, and it could be. I slowed down because there was a dog and it was dark. I'm not a reckless cyclist speeding around. Okay, so this is not an across the street thing, like I'm assuming Alex sighting was.
Right.
This is a like dude's coming with a dog.
Yeah, no,
on
she's
space.
like, yeah, she's like right there.
You don't want to fucking like bullet past and cause trouble, but then you do that slightly slow down, eye to glowing, no eye at all contact.
Yep.
And then you just continue to move past. But Jesus Christ, that's crazy. All right. I'm not fast and I'm in my 30s. I gave space and slowed down, and his face distorted like the face in the X-Files intro, kinda. Oh, that is a good picture.
It is.
Sure, it was dark and shadowy, but this is a busy neighborhood in Chicago. People don't even remember to use their headlights while driving because everything is so well lit, even on the side streets. Plus, I had been out there all night, so it's not like my eyes had to adjust. It was just like he was a shadow person who is trying to be just a regular guy, complete with a dog. The dog never made a sound. Probably because she's a hot girl with a plunging neckline who's not a fucking dog at all.
Oh, what if this goes back to Alex's story, dude?
Dude, I mean, we'll broach this in a second.
Oh, no.
I got a very elemental oldness to the guy. And by far the scariest encounter of the three. That's interesting because she had intimate encounters. Well, a bump in with the old lady with the fur coat and the fucking extraordinarily big head. And then actually interacted actively with the more porcelain looking glass lady, of semi-attractiveness in the upstairs of the thrift store / coffee hut. And then finally this is a brief brush at speed. And she's more frightened by this elemental, this old school, old world entity than anything else, which it gives it precedence in the sense that, human instinct is something you cannot disregard. And if you feel naturally afraid of something, yes, you can rationalize it later. You can say, oh, I was thinking this, or I was in this headspace, or I was this drunk, or I was this fucking whatever. And all of that may be true, and these all are mitigating factors, but there is also that fact that I think you really have to trust when you have a gut instinct of horror.
Oh, for sure, dude. Yeah,
this is because your body is reacting to things that you can't perceive intellectually, but that instinctively you were like, this is dangerous.
Yeah.
Keep it fucking going. Go.
In the art that she sent here, actually, she makes the comment here, this but think distorted Jacob's ladder face. That part of Jacob's ladder
shakety?
Fucking freaked me out.
Dude, that changed a whole generation's perspective on what horror was.
Scared the shit out of me.
It's funny. That will never be regarded, I think, as a horror classic in the pantheon of great horror films.
I loved that movie, dude.
But when that came out, that was so game-changing.
Oh, 100%.
And so brutal.
With that weird face thing.
But the shaky face, that whole Silent Hill bullshit.
So scary, dude.
That deserves, it's a precedent setter.
Oh, for sure. No doubt. All day long.
And I mean, I need Danny Aiello as a chiropractor angel to save me from my personal demons to this day.
Spoiler alerts to get to the end to be like, oh, you were just bleeding out in a field.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Oh.
Sorry, dude. But yeah, man, that last one there is really interesting because she definitely has a visceral reaction to it.
Before we get to her visceral reaction, I got to say, I walked to the mall to see Jacob's Ladder too.
Oh, this is all about Rob's walking to the mall.
I walked to the mall a lot, I'll be honest.
Yeah, we all did. We all lived near the mall.
You had to go past Headbangers Hangout,
yeah.
When you're cutting the back way. At least that's what I used to do.
Yeah.
Past the weird Crimson Church of Dismay.
Yeah, no, that's still there. It's actually like a bikers club or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they finally beaten the evil away, but when we were young, It was fucking evil incarnate.
Yeah, no, it was.
But that
It
was one of the movies I walked there for, and it did freak me out. And this image that that Zelda has drawn is haunting.
Super
and
weird.
If you had the vibro face to it, it's even worse.
So what's interesting here is over the span of time, she's encountered 3 that she's told us so far, these weird, like she calls them not people.
Right.
So I'm wondering, though, I wonder if Zelda quite possibly could be open to perceiving this phenomena, whereas the rest of us can't.
Well, most of us can't.
Well,
anyway.
I mean, most of us can't, but I mean,
Sure.
she clearly has had 3 different
I've always
situations
been open
where
to that
she's
idea.
like, these people are not right.
There are kids that see dead people, and it's not just Haley Joe Osment. I've known personally kids that have unfortunately gone through this. This is a more common phenomenon than we want to exist, but it happens. There are adults that I think can perceive things that are... I think every now and again, all of us have a hint of it, and most of us, sagely, because I think it's the safest thing to do, dismiss it, because they say that the best way not to be affected by a curse, it was the people, those good folks there. We're buddies with them. I'm sorry I'm forgetting their names, but they did the Hellier series, the couple.
Oh, the Newkirks? Greg and Dana Newkirk?
Great people.
Yeah.
So these guys once said on I think it was like the Unexplained with William Shatner.
Okay.
Like the best, if you don't believe in curses, that's the best way to avoid curses.
And it's sound advice, honestly.
That having been said, and I know that was a little bit of a fucking digression. Seeing weird things and then instantly thinking it's me, I'm fucking crazy, or I just saw something weird. Obviously, the real world can't allow for that. Let's move on.
Right.
If you are that kind of person, I think we are all privy to this weird shit to a certain degree, some much more than others, Zelda being one of them, then we're better off to move on. Because if you're not ready or prepared or in any shape or form equipped to deal with this kind of shit, then you're better off assuming that, oh, it's just a weird brain fart. I'm moving on. Nothing weird really happened. I just saw some shit.
Brain fart.
No, I mean, that's how most people dismiss this shit.
I get it. I mean, I've tried to like rack my brain like that I ever come across anybody so fucking weird, sort of like this. I mean, I haven't. I've had instances of meeting people that are definitely not safe.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this person's a problem.
And instincts about that is, I think it's the same thing. I think
mean,
we've all had
probably sort of
troubles,
close,
and we've
but-
all, speaking of gutter punks and crazy, we've all been in situations. Well, all right, you and I have been in situations where better judgment did not prevail.
No,
and hopefully we made the right decisions.
Do you
and not
remember
lingering.
we were driving back from some fucking metal fest where my band was performing, and then randomly there's just like a barn on
fire? Huge barn fire? Yeah.
Dude, now, that was actually a moment where I'm like, man, is this even real? Is this real, man?
Of course I remember.
Like, what a fucking shit show. That was a sketchy time.
That's sketchy.
Yeah,
We've had sketchy time. And I mean, I will, you know what? I'm going to digress with the story that you talked about earlier, which is to say, this one time I went into this, and I'm probably told the story before, but I don't give a fuck. I'm telling it again. What was a crystal shop / home video store.
Oh, Emerald City.
Emerald City.
Yes, here in town. And it was a fucking awesome little
It was a
spot,
bizarre
too.
crystal antique shop.
Yeah.
With
They had
racks of videos along the side.
and they had an insane collection of videos.
Incongruent.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
So I went in there to rent Jorg Buttergrit's Necromantic,
Yes.
which is a terrible, filthy, horrible film.
Which
and,
no one should ever watch.
and I can't recommend it.
No,
I can't
don't.
even say I enjoyed it, but as a cult movie aficionado and a person that loves the obscure and dark sides of cinema, I had to get it.
Yes.
I probably rented the sequel too.
Of course.
I brought it up to the counter. I'd never been there before. I'd just gotten, I was just signing up a membership. So I was filling out the form. There was an old lady, a blue-haired lady. Her hair was big. Her face was unnaturally long.
Okay.
And I thought to myself, you look like the devil. I really did think this to myself. I thought,
the devil.
you look like if the devil was trying to like look like an old lady, and I just sort of threw it away. I mean, I was in my early 20s. It was fucking forever ago.
Yeah.
And so I'm filling it out, and right when I'm about to sign my name, she gives a little cackle. I shit you not. She looks me dead in the eye with these ice blue eyes, and she goes, sign your soul away.
Dude.
As I'm about to sign my
Did you
name.
not? I would not have signed.
I
dude.
signed the wrong name.
No. Oh, what'd you sign?
Roberto Clemente.
You signed.
Who is a saint and a good man, and I hope I didn't damn
National treasure Roberto
Clemente. National
Yeah,
fucking treasure.
Dude, you should have put in fucking Troy Aikman or something like that.
But I put a T in the middle, so maybe it's not him.
No.
So I
Jesus
signed the
Christ.
wrong name, but I have to admit, I walked out of there with probably both necromantic films, thinking to myself, I think I just fucked up. I should have just turned around
I
and
just
walked out.
ruined Roberto Clemente's
No,
career.
I'm not worried about him. God bless him, and I hope he went right to heaven because I think he died bringing like food to the poor or something in an airplane crash.
Jesus
But
Christ.
but I went thinking, oh my God, I should have just walked out immediately.
Yeah,
like for
dude.
years, I was half thinking to myself, did I?
Your soul
for
got
doing
signed
nothing?
away, man.
Because I've never looked at somebody and thought, I mean, it wasn't as preternaturally inhuman as the thing Zelda's seeing, but she had a long, wrinkly, old lady, diabolical face.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. And I thought, damn, this lady looks like the devil. And as I'm about to sign and I'm filling out the form, she's like, sign your soul away.
Dude, that's
and I'm
so
like,
weird.
And she just kept looking at me. I looked at her. It was almost like the devil saying, go ahead and do it. And I'm like, but I'm a skeptical atheist at this point in my
Roberto
life.
Clemente.
I know better, but I'm so scared I sign a false name.
Yeah, no, I mean it happens, man. But like you, that
But
goes
I'm
back
still
to-
not sure I didn't fuck myself.
But that
in the
goes
long
back
run.
to instincts, where you see something kicks in, and you're like, "Oh shit!" Now, in Zelda's cases here, though, like it's interesting. It's almost like she's picking up on something that maybe other people can see, but obviously she's picking up on details and having the background of an artist and understanding how proportions, how people
anatomy.
should look. Now, clearly, the guy with the zip zap face, you're like, okay,
Sure.
yeah,
That's
I mean,
fucked up.
Even I could figure that one out.
Sure.
Where it's like a
And
simple
when someone's
ship
silent
pump
hilling,
mechanic,
you're
yeah.
like, oh, that's a problem.
Yeah, anyone can pick that one out, which is not with the quiet dog. With that one, I thought was interesting. The dog
And
makes
so
no
let's
sound.
address that for a second. Second case tonight with a dog.
Yeah,
A dog that seems
shit.
to be indicative of something not a
Yeah.
dog. So what puts people more to ease than somebody who's willing to take the responsibility and has the kindness to take care of a dog, but not only that, is willing to walk them and do all the necessary measures to maintain their health and good life.
Right.
We see a person with a dog, and I think we're always, unless it's like a brutally vicious barking dog, and you see somebody walking a normal dog, you're like, that's a decent person. Or at least that's, I mean, they might not be saints. They might have all sorts of evil tendencies, but you're like, oh, they're just doing their thing. It's a person that is doing a workaday, normal human thing that I don't need to think twice about. But boy, wouldn't that be a great guise. Boy, wouldn't that be the perfect disguise for somebody that is doing the exact fuck-sucking opposite.
Yeah.
Some evil, nefarious, diabolical shit. And they're like, oh, yeah, but I'm just a dude with a dog. No big deal. Don't even look at me twice. But I could be walking like my pet fucking serpent. I could be doing fucking whatever. My hot fucking, preternatural girlfriend. Whatever the fuck it is.
Well, Zelda actually picks out with these not people like elven features or like old earth or goblin. So
That's interesting too.
She's going maybe towards like
Because
the
that's both-
elemental sort of
Exactly.
like earth spirit type things, which I guess would be interesting if they were to just like walk a day. I guess it's kind of like almost like American Gods, sort of like where the gods are just kind of hanging out,
just
down
hanging
here,
out doing
like
or
around with us.
old species that we used to interact with more
Right.
frequently, as captured in in Tolkien's books. The implication of that, and that's the best pop culture reference we have. Of us interacting with orcs and goblins, and dwarves and elves. There was a time maybe we all coexist as a species, and they had to like go on the hideout. And now they're occasionally manifesting, but sometimes it's older, dark earth shit.
Yeah.
Like the last thing
dude.
she saw.
Then again, dude, let's take this one fucking step further. Let's go to the fucking bridge of Jacques Vallée. Magonia. Let's go to that Magonia bridge.
Jack Valley's
dude.
Magonia.
This is this is the phenomenon hiding itself amongst everyday people, just there, interacting, doing it. For what reasons? They're probably bored. There's not much to do, and they're like, fuck it, I'm going to get a job and get a pension because I'm 300 years old or whatever, just out here doing my shit.
Dude, that's a
retiring
thought.
early.
I've said more than once on this pod how pissed I would be if the UAP phenomenon ends up being fucking elves.
Yeah, you are not happy about it.
But that having been said, if the revelation of non-human intelligence is that we are coexisting with much older, equally earthbound intelligences that are doing their own fucking thing and have been for a while, and maybe have been in hiding because we tend to be, I don't know, predatorial, dangerous, fucking vile creatures. And that maybe the revelation of such sometime in the next, say if it's Senator Schumer's 20-something years of self-disclosure,
Jesus Christ,
will allow for them to become manifest.
Oh.
And we're going to end up living in a world like, even though I never actually watched the movie, but that Netflix film where Will Smith is living in a world with orcs and elves and whatever.
Oh,
the fuck,
yeah, I did watch
Bright
it.
or something.
Actually, it was pretty cool, actually.
I'm sure it is. I don't know why. I just haven't had time to watch it yet. But my point is, if we end up in an interactive world where, like the local vape shop is being run by a fucking goblin, and you deal with it because it's all part of reality now. once the disclosure happens and we get it, it's like, oh yeah, these are like the sky chariots of yore.
Right.
Fucking Eric Von Daniken was right, and all this shit coexists, and now they don't have to hide anymore, and now we just have to fucking deal with it. Which fuck racists. If they have a problem with fucking different races, God fucking damn them, then they're going to have a huge problem with different species. But you know what? I think I could actually live pretty happily in that world. I've always kind of wanted to live in a Star Wars cantina world where it's batshit crazy.
Maybe we'll get that someday, man.
I'm not sure if this is what Zelda's seeing. I'm not sure if that's what's going on, but it does seem that for some reason, other intelligences, non-human intelligences, I know that's the fucking, the codified phrase of the hour, but we've used that for a while, are coexisting with us, but they are, for whatever reasons, not manifesting in a very overt way. I don't know if it's because they're afraid of us. I don't know if it's because of some deal that was struck by some fucking nether species. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I do know that it seems like it's coming, if not to a head, it's coalescing to the point where it seems like a lot of people are seeing this crazy shit. It is existing. There is no reason to assume that we were the first or will be the last intelligent species on this planet, much less others, and that there aren't other things that exist in a way. Because I mean, every literal culture on Earth, every people has not just gods and stuff, but have talked about different versions of fairies and elementals and creatures that are more foundational, older than us, that are intrinsic to this planet, and for whatever reason, they seem to have fallen off. We've dismissed this since the Renaissance and since the fucking advent of steam technology as bullshit that is just was cultivated by primitive minds that need folklore to fill in the gaps where science can't. Well, we've lived in a world where science has done a lot of glorious things, and I am a huge supporter of science, but can't fill in all of the voids. It's impossible. And I think we might need to come to this next fucking, fugue point where it's like, oh yeah, no, science exists and we should use the scientific method. But there are elements out there that have been dismissed as folklore and bullshit and poetry because they didn't fit neatly into the paradigm. And now we need to start integrating it, talk to Gary Nolan, that man's on the forefront, and maybe by the time we're dead, we're going to be living in a world that is infinitely more integrated with all sorts of shit that seem to be pure fantasy as of 2024, but by that point are just going to be another facet of science.
You, my friend, are going to be on that magic whale before you know it.
Oh, I'll be riding that thing hard. It's a magic narwhal now. I've learned to like it a little better.
Nice. So Zelda, thank you so very much for sending in your accounts there. They are fucking weird, fascinating,
and well written.
Creepy.
God bless you.
No, great writer. Also, too, we want to plug Zelda's band here. You can Google them. It is Delicious Monsters. They are on the Instas and the Twitters. I'm not sure about Twitter. I think Instagram for sure. Check them out on Bandcamp. It's called Tetryon Tetryon Tapes. So that is TetrionTapes.bandcamp.
Are they releasing on tapes? Bless them.
If you go to Bandcamp, just type in Delicious Monsters and they will come up because I found their personal band account. And she says, the label is based out of Buffalo, New York. Oh, that's so. Go Bills.
What's up?
Go Bills. She also says that Delicious Monsters, again, Zelda's band, they are available on our most major streaming platforms. So you can check them out there. And yes, and again, the art for this episode was provided by Zelda Raygun. Thank you so very much. She's been listening to us for a while. She hits me up in the DM. She's awesome.
And
And yeah, no, definitely. Thank you so much for sending in your accounts there. And yeah, when I got the email, I'm like, oh, dude, this is
dude. You've been hyping up
wicked.
this listener stories
dude,
for
it's
weeks.
so much fun, dude. It's so much.
You've
fun.
been like, dude,
It's
you
crazy.
can't wait, dude, I got this, and I'm like, fuck yeah,
yeah.
And of course, Alex too. Thank you.
Yeah, no, Alex
set the tone.
When I got Zelda's, then I had Alex's. I was like, oh man, I got myself a little.
Oh, this is fun.
1-2 punch, man. There
I
it
love
is.
this. This is fascinating, and who knows what kind of reality we live in, but. You know what? I'm ready for the next step. I feel like it's coming. Now, I might be setting myself up for disappointment. I don't know what disclosure is going to be. I don't know what any of this shit's going to be. And we definitely talked about the pros and cons of that in a recent pod. But I will say this. You know, I've got the people I love. I got the things I love. I do the things that I do. But if reality is going to expand a little, I'm okay with that.
Well, we'll work on it.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's not batshit like reality shattering crazy.
We need to get a podcast out a week. That's where we start.
Yeah, you're right.
That's where we start.
No, you're right. We got to do ours.
Occasionally, we talked about this today. As a matter of fact, it is like.
Oh, there's no occasional.
We're a banana peel. We're a banana peel away every week from nothing happening.
Full disclosure to everybody. Most of the podcasts I don't begin writing until that day.
Yeah, and I've been trying to get Rob to write them a little bit earlier.
We have never had a buffer, never once in the 6 years.
No, a
lot of time. I mean, I have things set up to go.
No, I know.
And I just like grab this one. I'm like, oh, this banana's ripe, as you were saying.
Yeah,
but sometimes
banana peels, buddy.
We can slip.
Banana peels and hand grenades.
Guess what we got? We got a plan to be 1 or 2 weeks ahead.
We might be. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm going to fuck it up. I mean, knowing me.
No, I don't think you will. I think that we're going to nail this. Robert, Patreon, shout outs for the good folks that support us over there at patreon.com/Cryptonaut podcast.
These fucking saints.
What do we got, buddy?
These fucking kings and queens amongst fucking humans, beginning with. I was only filling time.
Yeah, no, I
was just filling time until it came up.
I'm watching your screen through your fucking glasses.
But that having been said, I mean that they are kings and queens.
Okay, cool. Who do we got?
David Heiser.
Thank you, David.
Game and Lurk.
Game and Lurk. Fuck yeah.
That is awesome.
I love it.
David Baxter.
Thank you, David.
Crockett.
Hell yeah. I used to buy weed off a dude named Crockett. What's up, Crockett?
Oh, my God. Crockett and Tubbs.
There you go.
Bill Jarman.
Thank you, Bill.
The Naked Truth Podcast.
Oh, thank you, Naked Truth Podcast. Check them out.
Alyssa Winsett.
Thank you, Alyssa.
Rosewood.
Thank you, Rosewood.
Jordan Little.
Thank you, Jordan.
Enigmatic Irish Wristwatch.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that almost fucked me up bad.
Yeah.
That almost wristwatch.
Irish
wristwatch.
Wristwatch.
Enigmatic Irish wristwatch.
Oh man, it's a tone. We gotta stop and pause.
Look at that pro.
Yeah, you did it, man.
Fuck yeah.
Son of a bitch, you did it.
Thank you all. Thank you everyone. Thank you everyone who listens.
Yes.
Thank you everyone who buys the merch. Thank you everyone who supports us on Patreon. We could not fucking do it without you. You keep this fucking shit real. And thank you everyone who sends in stories, because that's fucking going to be the bread and butter, man.
Yeah, man. That's how we do it. The Instas and the Twitters and the Facebooks, the socials of the medias, the X, the TikToks. Not TikTok. I can't deal with TikTok at the moment.
That.
But we're out there.
TikTok.
We're on the socials. We're doing it. We're making it happen. Be sure to like, follow, comment, shoot me DMs. Whatever. I love talking with our listeners on Instagram. It's fucking dope. Check us out there. As Rob mentioned, merch. Yes, TeePublic. Check it out. Hellerspace.com. Got some new designs coming up at some point during the year.
Got some exciting stuff.
We got some exciting shit happening.
I have
over
been
there,
doing
but we're gonna be
a lot of artwork.
Yeah, we're going to be releasing them slowly, trickling them out there. And of course, there's CrowdMade at CrowdMade is cryptonautmerch.com. Check that out there. So yeah, man, there it is. There's everything. Thank you again to Alex and Zelda for sending those in. And again, be sure to check out Zelda's fucking awesome ass band, the Delicious Monsters. We're going to throw we're going to do in the description. We'll throw some links in that way people can just go there.
Makes sense.
Boom. It's just so much easier to fucking do. So
keep writing, Zelda.
That. Yeah, keep it up. It's awesome. And thank you all so very much. I ended that one quick.
Hell yeah.
We'll be talking to you soon.
Oh yeah, just fucking cut this shit down.
We're bringing it back.
It's over.
Well, we have to record.
Old school.
So after we stop this, we have to go record 2 more things.
We do.
And it's 9:38.
I'm excited.
38.
Hey, you know what? We're drinking, we're rocking, we're doing what we do best.
Drinking, we're rocking.
Which is drinking, rocking, and talking shit. Love you all.
Go.
God bless. Goodbye.
See ya.